Alright, well today what we're going to do is take a look at 3 different camera bags. One of which is the Manfrotto 3-in-1 26, which we have here. The other one of which is the Manfrotto Multiloader, and the other one is the Lowepro Protactic 350. A quick overall comparison between the lot, and the reason that I'm actually switching over to the larger of these bags myself is, and again this is going to be, you know, particularly for your own particular use, it'll be whatever you are using the bag for, but I actually have, as you would have seen in my Lowepro, quite a bit of equipment in terms of a larger sizing, and that's what I'm actually going to use these pockets here for. And what I was also looking for was an area on the top that is a lot larger and a lot deeper, so that fits in. You could probably fit a full-size DSLR in there with a 70mm lens on it and still have tons of room to spare, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the ability to have enough space to throw a jacket or something in there. That's one of the reasons that I'm switching over. Another one of which was these external pouches here. When I do go hiking, I usually go quite a long way with my camera equipment, and I'm looking for something that has water bottle attachments on both sides. That was the big point of difference, and one of the big reasons that got me to switch over to this bag as well. And as you can see here, that's a little bit of a look at what the side looks like and the side access. And that also brings me to probably the biggest reason, is that while I can also access the equipment from the top if I feel like it at any stage, what I can also do is if I'm in a pinch and I want to get the equipment out from the side, you've got far more room to actually get equipment out of the side of the bag. So just to give you a bit of an example on the sizing of the bag here and how much room you've got to get everything out. So I've got about, say, 28 centimeters there on the Manfrotto Multiloader. On the 3-in-1, at its widest point, it's about 20 centimeters. And on the Lowepro at its widest point is around about 20 centimeters as well. And if you can see in here, that's the place where my video camera usually sits. There's my controller for my drone, and there's my drone itself. And I actually don't have enough room to get the drone out without knocking it quite a bit and really disfiguring the bag and having to, you know, mess around quite a bit to actually get it out. And that was one of the big selling points to switch over to the new bag for me. Again, even though it's quite a bit larger, was that side access. So just to take a look now at the dimensions of the bags here and what they've got to offer in terms of interior space. The Lowepro was around about 12 centimeters high, around about 40 centimeters long, and about 27 centimeters wide. So this bag is actually really narrow in terms of the side profile, which was a really good thing and I was really happy with, but I've had to sacrifice the height now for this extended access into the side of the bag and also the extra space on top. Unfortunately, there isn't a bag that exists that has a very low height profile like the Lowepro does, but we're still doing pretty well. So now just to look at the new Manfrotto, it's around about 16 centimeters high, depth is around about 40 in terms of access to the top panel. Now that isn't complete access, that's just, you know, access to the top panel, and around about 28 wide. So a little bit higher, but we can live with that. So that's not too bad. Now the 3-in-1 its approximate height is around about 15 centimeters high. Its length, top to tail, is around about 40. That's the entire internal. And the width is around about 26 centimeters. So internally, it's probably around about the same width as the Multiloader, and it's around about the same height as well as the Lowepro. But as I mentioned, the reason I'm switching over for the extra space and for the extra side access. And if I was to take a quick look at the bag that I'm switching over to and do a complete height on it, it's around about 50 centimeters total from top to tail for what you've got that's configurable on the interior. Now, speaking of configurable, this is where this Multiloader actually differs from the other bags. Just to take a quick look here at that, what you can actually do here with this top panel and the space in here is configure it different ways. So this panel here itself can come out, which is not dissimilar from the other bags. But the other thing that you can do with this panel is, if you want, you can Velcro it down there and only have a very small panel at the top, or if you wanted to adjust it and have it a little bit further down, you can do so as well, and just have a very small partition at the top and have far more room for equipment. So if you're working with really large video cameras or something like that, this bag would be just fantastic with that. So if you're looking in terms of configurability, that might be something you want to take into account. All right, well, that's about it. I just wanted to sort of quickly go over the entirety of each of these three bags and give you a bit of an overview on what each of them looks like, what they're dealing with in terms of configurability, and hopefully that's given you a bit of information. All right, well, once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time we get 4 wheels on the road.